Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We've got an awesome show, so let's kick things right off with our first story of the day. Okay, by now I'm sure all of you know about the QA tester leak situation that happened with zombies over the weekend, where a fired game tester from Treyarch leaked a whole bunch of Easter eggs within zombies. Well, one of the Easter eggs he's leaked but has yet to be found is something that he's calling the Spork Knife. In his description of what the Spork Knife is and how to get it, this is what he had to say. You can upgrade the Golden Spork to the Spork Knife difficult/arduous Easter egg in Black Ops 4. To do this, you obtain the Golden Spork and go to the bathtub on blood next to the new industry, so you get 100 melee kills near this tub, and when it's completed, a skeleton hand is supposed to rise up, where you'll then give it your Golden Spork. When you do that, 3 elemental stones are supposed to spawn on the map somewhere. You have to collect them, you bring them back to the hand. When you do, you end up with a Spork Knife, the hardest Easter egg apparently in Black Ops 4 Zombies, and one of the best melee weapons in the game. It sounds like crazy, right? I mean, all of this guy's leaks turned out to be true, and it turns out this one is as well. This Twitter post by Eric Maynard, who's part of the Woo Lads, the group of leakers that we've been seeing throughout Black Ops 4, seems to show that the Spork Knife is within the game files of Black Ops 4. This is what it looks like. You can see it looks exactly like the name suggests. On one hand it's a spork, on the other end it's a knife, and you can see those 3 elemental stones in the middle there, with the Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire stones, best generation of Pokemon by the way, placed on the Spork Knife itself. Now, in terms of how we actually get this Spork Knife in game, it seems to be that the leaker was in fact telling the truth. First discovered by GlitchingQueen over on YouTube. She's a big zombies YouTuber. I'll leave her link down in the description. But if you're able to get outside the map here on Theater, you can actually glitch underneath the tub where the leaker said a skeleton hand will come out from the tub and you have to give it your Golden Spork. Well, it turns out he's absolutely correct. That skeleton hand is already spawned in, its model is ready to go just under the visual surface of the tub, waiting to receive the trigger, pop out of that tub, and you have to give it its Golden Spork. That you will then have to modify by giving it the 3 stones. So we know the Spork Knife is in the game files, we know where to actually pick it up and begin the upgrade quest. Why can't we actually get this right now? Well, apparently, according to the game tester, this quest was reported as last being non-functional, meaning that there's some issue associated with this as far as the game tester knows, which means it can't be completed in-game right now. Either that or the steps to actually achieve it, like the actual game tester suggested, have been changed without the developers telling him. This is probably the last major Easter egg within Blood of the Dead that has yet to be solved. And while it's possible that it's still unable to be completed, a huge update just dropped for Black Ops 4 today, which we'll be talking about in detail later in this episode, which, hey, might have fixed the quest enabling the Spork Knife to be gotten within Blood of the Dead. But that's not the only new Easter egg that's been found within Black Ops 4 Zombies. YouTuber Sulky118 posted this video the other day entitled "How to Avoid Fire Damage on 9. In this video, he shows that there is an actual Easter egg within 9 that lets you take both less trap damage and lets you take 0 fire damage when you're training around in that central coliseum in 9. This could be a super beneficial Easter egg, especially if you're going for high rounds. The fire in that central coliseum area kind of made it a little bit difficult to train, right? You didn't want to get cut off, then take 50 fire damage. Training and high rounds on 9 just became so much easier. Okay, now moving on to our third story of the day. A huge update just dropped for Black Ops 4 Zombies. This is probably the biggest update we've gotten for Zombies since the release of Black Ops 4. Its official version number is Black Ops 4 version 1.05. It's a whopping almost 10 gigabytes in size, which obviously includes the free multiplayer map Nuketown, but there is a lot of zombies fixes and changes that are included with this update as well. Along with the update, we actually have a response from Treyarch about the recent controversies going on in general within the zombies community, and their response, their pledge to kind of be better in the future in regards to communication and release times for future zombies features that was promised at the reveal event. But this is what Treyarch had to say. Quote, "Today marks our biggest stability update to zombies since launch. We've implemented 60 plus fixes for crashes and other issues across all 4 maps in this update, covering everything from Easter egg quest crashes and max ammo bugs to exploits in classified and the return of speed cola functionality. The team has been hard at work to deliver an always improving zombies experience with today's updates, and we continue to prioritize overall stability above everything else." They continue by talking about future DLC releases within Zombies, where they say this: "We'll be able to provide more concrete details on upcoming Zombies features in future community updates, including the Black Ops Authenticity Stamp System, daily callings, host migration support, split screen improvements, and more. We know that there's a ton of interest and anticipation about the road ahead for Zombies in Black Ops 4, and we're excited to share more on what's coming when we're closer to debuting each new feature. For now, ensuring a fun, stable Zombies core experience for all players comes first." Okay, so I guess that last line is basically Treyarch's priority, which I think you guys can agree is probably the best way to go about things, which is they're saying we want to have this game stable, we want to reduce the crashes to a minimum before we begin adding new content into Black Ops 4 Zombies with new features like factions, callings, and the Black Ops Authenticity Stamp System. So I guess in that respect it's a positive, but man, it's kind of concerning to me that we're over 1 month into release and we still haven't had any of these features that have been announced at the reveal event that we thought we would be getting at launch, and it seems like they're coming no time soon with no actual dates presented in this community update post today. All they say about the matter is, "We're excited to share more on what's coming when we're closer to debuting each new feature." So to that means they're still a while out, which is kind of concerning. They do set a very good standard for communication later in this post, where they're talking about the updates and fixes to Black Ops 4 Zombies. First of all, they have a massive list of general stability fixes that occur across all Zombies maps. So a bunch of crash fixes should now be contained, including crash fixes for theater mode, which is awesome. If you ever use theater mode in Zombies, you know that it crashes all the time, so that's a good thing. They've listed individual crash fixes for specific Zombies maps on 9, Blood of the Dead, Classified, and Voyage of Despair. I'll quickly show you guys those on screen if you want to pause and take a look at them. If you've experienced one of these crashes, then you'll be happy to know they have been resolved, but the biggest changes come in the gameplay section of the patch notes, where right off the bat they announced they've added Speed Cola back into Black Ops 4 Zombies with the line "increased reload speed when player has all 4 perks." So you have all 4 perks within a Zombies map, you now instantly get Speed Cola along with your 4th perk modifier slot. So this just makes having and maintaining 4 perks all that much more important. There was this super annoying bug in the game in the last patch where if you put a clan tag or kill counter on your weapon, you couldn't actually buy ammo for that weapon off the wall anymore. It basically just bugged the weapon out entirely. That has now been fixed. Another super annoying bug that seems to have been fixed is that certain weapons couldn't have certain attachments applied to them even though you had the slots and attachments unlocked. That has now been fixed. Big thumbs up from me. And the 2 specific fixes at the bottom of this post is super interesting. So the first is they resolved an issue where the XP value could turn negative when the player doesn't earn XP in a game after achieving Master Prestige. I've seen this around. This is what it looks like, and it's basically, as they said, where you get negative experience, which is just crazy. That's now been fixed. Finally, I'm not exactly sure what this is about to mean, and it needs more testing to confirm, but this is what Treyarch has to say about it. resolved an issue that caused players' reload speed to be increased when standing near another player using the Path of Sorrows. So, if you've been playing Black Ops 4 Zombies up to this point, you know that the hidden ability of the Path of Sorrows is when you're using it, all your teammates in the game get increased reload speed. They basically get speed cola for a limited amount of time. Now Treyarch is turning around and saying, oh no, that wasn't intentional, guys. That was just a bug. I see right through you. So basically what Treyarch is doing here is they're making it so that you can't double up the permanent speed cola you get from 4 perks, as well as the reload boost you get for the hidden ability when using the Path of Sorrows. They're basically balancing out the speed cola perma perk by removing the hidden ability of the Path of Sorrows, meaning that when you're using it, your teammates no longer get limited time speed. Like we talked about earlier, they're trying to improve on communication, but it seems to me that this is a balance change when they phrase it as a bug or an issue that occurred with the Path of Sorrows before. I don't think that's the case. There's a bunch more minute Easter egg fixes that they've done within this patch, including on Blood of the Dead, where they, quote, resolved an issue where multiple crenoriums could spawn. So I haven't actually seen a picture of that. I'm not sure if you guys experienced it, but I'm glad they resolved an issue where multiple crenoriums can spawn, because that would have just created a whole lot of problems in the zombies lore, don't you think? There was a bunch of more minor fixes too. If you want to see a list of them all, I'll include a link in the description of this video. And moving on to our fourth story of the day, in a little bit more happy note, a video was posted by a YouTuber named The Vice Squad entitled Minimum Spec Theater Blood of the Dead Last Gen Blood of the Dead cutscene. So basically what this guy did is he managed to turn down the settings all the way to the very bare minimum on the PC, went through the Blood of the Dead Easter egg, and it resulted in this glorious adaptation of the Blood of the Dead cutscene. You thought Last Gen Richtofen was bad. Talk about Last Gen Blood of the Dead cutscene. This is just hilarious to look at. If you want to check out the full cutscene, it's linked down in the description. Treyarch, thank you for the new patch today, but please give us actual release dates soon. Please.